Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. How are you doing? I hope everybody's doing really good. Oh, it is Jan here. Yes, I'm coming to you from my office tonight. I'm gonna go off the beaten path here a little bit tonight, but I got something on my heart, and I can't be the only one who feels these things, so I'm just gonna kind of open up here a little bit tonight. And talk. Okay. So guys, if you're getting on here with me live, if you can see a red live up in that corner, that means you're catching me live, and that's great. Please just type live in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. And if you're catching me later on and it says was live up in that corner, that just means that you're catching Facebook replay, and that's great too. Don't get me wrong. I love anybody who stops in to listen to my ramblings and talk to me along the way. So you guys can type replay in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from, okay? My name, like I said, is Jan. I live in Southeast Nebraska. And I share a lot of our life on Facebook. I know it seems kind of crazy, doesn't it? But I love sharing what we do, okay? I love sharing our low-carb lifestyle. I love sharing the recipes and everything like that. And I have that group I started, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave, where I do share a lot of that information. If you're not in the group and you'd like to be, and maybe you want to listen to this and see what you think, but you can drop group in the comments. I'll leave you a link and you can get on over there and request to join. But tonight, guys, I'm going to be real honest right up here and right up front. I wasn't real sure I was going to get on here and do a live tonight. Just a lot of things going on. And I'll explain this as we go, but I think it's important for me to be real with everybody out there, okay? Everybody who follows me, everybody who does what they do, whether it be following me for my recipes or just information, whatever. But I just, like I said, I'm going to get raw. I'm going to get real. Who knows what's going to happen, okay? So first off, we've been on a little path here lately where we are walking through some tough times, okay? That we don't have all the answers for. Dave, and I'm not going to go into this a bunch just because we don't know. But if you know us and you follow us, you know that we are pretty tight knit. And so if it's affecting him, it's affecting me. Okay. But it's not my place to share everything about everything. But he's having some issues with blood sugars and the like, okay? And it's been going on for a while. They just seem to keep elevating. No one can figure out why. And, that's tough. It's tough when you feel like you're doing everything you need to be doing, but something's not right, okay? So sometimes life throws this stuff at you and you don't see it coming and it rattles you, okay? And that's where we're at, okay? So just so that you know, I get people in my inbox who tell me, you guys are always this or you're always that and blah 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 blah, but I kind of wanted to let you in on life at Mr. Rogers' neighborhood too, okay? So we're still in the dark. We don't know exactly what's going on. We have sought a specialist out and they are doing testing now, okay? So, but that's tough, okay? Hey, Kelly, how are you? We're doing everything we can do, but the waiting is so hard. And if anybody knows me, you know I am not a patient person. Social media is my kind of thing, I'm one of them now people. I wanted it yesterday type thing. But anyway, that doesn't happen, okay? So the waiting is the hard part. But it's just kind of that reminder too, guys, that we can't control everything. Okay, we absolutely can't. We can be intentional about how we respond to it. Okay, so that's the big key. Okay, is responding the way we responding better. Okay. But when it's somebody that you really, really care about, hi Donna, how are you? You know, that takes a whole nother level up. And I can't even imagine, I can't speak for him. I know he's stressed over it too. Hey, hello, Mr. Grant. Oh, out in the Gulf of America. Sounds so exciting. I wish I was there with you. So, like I was saying, we don't know. We don't have the answers. Praying that they do get some answers. And like I said, they are doing testing. So eventually, hopefully, we'll get to where we need to be and they can figure things out. Because his blood sugars are going up and then he's having a few other things that we don't know what's going on. We don't know if it's side effects from medications that he's on, interactions, something. Okay. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that. Hi, Angie. So what this does, though, is it increases stress levels, right? And stress just isn't a mind thing either, guys. It's a body thing. It's a mood thing. It affects your sleep. It affects your energy. And for him, it affects his blood sugar too, okay? Now, how are we managing it, okay? Well, we're doing several different things, okay? And these are my tips, guys, my tips to you guys. Focusing on the things that you can control, okay? I'm sorry, guys, I don't know what's going on. Maybe go back and watch the replay later. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be freezing on my end. So anyway, focus on the things that you can control, okay? And whatever, make sure that you're doing the things that you like to do. For us, it's getting out into nature, doing what we can, enjoying the things that we can, which was really tough this last weekend. Getting some fresh air, making sure we're getting our water in, making sure that we're getting all the things in, you know, the meals, and watching the carb counts still, watching the protein, making sure we're getting everything in that we need to. But also what we've been doing is trying to keep our meals more simple. And maybe you guys have kind of watched that progression in my lives here lately, where I used to do a lot more in-depth meals. And here lately, it seems like I've gone more to easy things. And the reason for that is because we just don't want to trigger too much and make the blood sugar go sky high. So focus on the things you can control. So the meals are one thing that we can control. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys all. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. But like I said, I just wanted everybody to realize that our life isn't a bed of roses. And we battle. We battle just like everybody else battles, okay? Another thing that we're doing is we're leaning hard on routines, okay? And the tools that we're given, okay? Those tools include our supplements, honestly, guys. I am not going to lie. They've been a big help keeping us steady in what's been an emotional roller coaster ride. They have helped us so much. I don't even know where we would be if we didn't have them. Mentally, physically, emotionally, they've helped us through all this. I'm not going to lie. And they are what started a lot of this to begin with. So it's not something I'm going to be willing to give up. But just being in those routines, guys, making sure you're getting enough sleep, making sure you're getting proper nutrition, you know, all those things. Control what you can and focus on the routine, okay? I can't stress routine enough, okay? So those are the things that we're doing. as well as being in contact with the doctors. I chatted with them again today. They don't want to do too much quite yet. They don't feel like we've been monitoring quite long enough a lot of the things that's going on. So that's the way it is. But I'm going to talk about this because even if you're not diabetic, stress can play tricks on your blood sugars. And blood sugar is huge, guys, even if you're not diabetic, because you don't want the big spikes and the big valleys, okay? Because that's what, if you're not diabetic and you're still getting a big spike of blood sugar, when that falls back down, that's when your cravings creep in, okay? So emotional eating is a real thing, okay? And yeah, you're talking to the emotional eater here. I'm not going to lie. So a lot of people don't realize how much stress affects your blood sugar. Now, me as an emotional eater, I found that out, okay? So even if you're eating what you should be eating, stress alone can cause the spikes, the crashes, the cravings, the fatigue, all of that stuff. So it's important to try to keep the stress under control. There again, back to my duos that I take every day. Guys, if you need some information on those duos, what I was just talking about a little bit ago, drop info in the comments and I'll get back to you about that. So anyway, guys, I just kind of wanted to fill y'all in here. I will keep you updated. I promise that. We don't actually have another appointment with the doctor till next week. So, and I'm not sure that they're going to tell us a whole lot then. They did switch one thing out for him today, just based on what we were seeing and what they're hearing. So that's a plus. We're hopeful that that will help in the situation. But my advice, guys, is if you're feeling off, which I think Dave had been feeling off longer than he told me. I felt like something was going on, but I didn't press the issue. So if you are the one who is feeling off, make sure you're letting someone know that you're feeling off. And if you are caring for someone who has some issues and you feel like they're feeling off, don't hold it back like I did. Ask them, figure out what's going on. Hi, Crystal. You know, it might not be just about the food that you're eating. And I know we think a lot about food, but there may be more to it than that. So, guys, and I don't share this. I don't share this for sympathy. What I share this for is in hopes that somebody else out there might be able to take something away from it. Maybe they're struggling, need help, whatever. That's why I share. I know we're not the only ones feeling pressure right now. I know that there's a lot of people in this world who stress about things day in and day out. So if you're in the middle of something heavy too, just know you're not alone. And know, you know, it's okay to slow down and breathe through it. And I guess that's what I'm kind of doing here tonight. Instead of being all bubbly in my kitchen, it was weighing heavy on my heart. I felt like, you know, maybe I was coming across like I shouldn't come across. I don't know, like I wasn't real. We all have struggles, and these are ours. So if you see me being a little weird or whatever, it's possible that, you know, something's weighing a little heavy on my heart at the time too. But like I said, guys, that's my live for tonight. Sorry I'm not in the kitchen, but I appreciate everybody who gets on here or sends me messages or just whatever. Thank you so much, Karen. Guys, I would appreciate your prayers. If you're the praying type, please put us in your prayers. And that's just kind of it. Life can get heavy, real heavy sometimes, but we're not quitters, and I'm not going to let this thing beat me. So if you guys need to be in the group Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave for any recipes, I did get a couple new ones in there. those all entered into how much. I have been putting time in there, and I'm sorry that I'm so late, but there is some new recipes over there. And if you need to be in that group, drop group in the comments, or you can go search it yourself on Facebook if you need info about the products that I was talking about that have absolutely pulled us through a lot of bad times here lately, as well as helped us change our lives immensely with so much. Drop info in the comments and I'll get back to you. So enjoy the rest of your Monday, guys. I'm praying for a little rain here. And I appreciate everybody who gets on here, takes time out of their day to stop and listen to me. But smile. Pass that smile on. And thanks for making me feel better, everybody. Thanks so much. We'll chat later. Bye-bye.